You're not stuck, you're not broken, you're not failing at life. But you're looping. Day after day you wake up, carry the same quiet thoughts, feel the same familiar emotions, and wonder why your reality refuses to shift. You've visualized, you've affirmed, you've done the work. Yet the life you dream of, the one that feels so close in your heart, remains just out of reach, like a star you can see but never touch. You ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? The answer isn't that you're failing. It's that you're missing the code, the quantum code. The key that unlocks everything you've been reaching for, and it's not what you think. Imagine for a moment. You're standing in a vast field, surrounded by invisible waves of energy. These waves aren't just around you, they are you. You're part of them, entangled with them, woven into their fabric. Right now you're broadcasting a signal, an unseen vibration that's shaping your reality. But that signal isn't coming from your vision board or your morning meditation. It's coming from who you are when you're not trying, when you're alone with your thoughts, when you're reacting to life, when you're moving through the world on autopilot. That's the frequency the quantum field hears, and it's mirroring it back with relentless precision. You've been taught to chase what you want: more money, deeper love, greater purpose. But chasing is noise. It's friction. It's the opposite of what the quantum field responds to. The field doesn't care how badly you want something. It doesn't measure your effort or tally your affirmations. It reads your coherence, your alignment. Your state is still anchored in fear, doubt, or the story of not enough. No amount of positive thinking will override it. The field is a mirror, and it's reflecting you. Not your dreams, but your dominant vibration. Take a breath. Let that land. Look at your life right now, the relationships that keep circling the same patterns, the opportunities that slip through your fingers, the quiet moments when you feel like you're waiting for something to shift. That's not random. That's resonance. You're not attracting chaos because you're unworthy. You're attracting it because your frequency is still entangled with the version of you who's comfortable with it, who's been trained to survive it. But survival isn't your destiny. Expansion is. Here's the quantum truth most people miss. You don't create your reality, you collapse it. Every possibility, abundance, love, freedom, purpose, already exists in the quantum field. It's not out there in the future waiting for you to earn it. It's vibrating now, layered in the infinite now of the field. Your job is to build it from scratch. Your job is to tune into it, to become the observer who collapses the wave of potential into the reality you've been visualizing. But you can't do that while you're still broadcasting the frequency of your old self. This is where it gets real. Your old self, the one who doubts, who hesitates, who clings to familiar pain, isn't just a mindset. It's a vibration. It's a neural pattern wired into your body, a chemical habit your nervous system knows by heart. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, your body is your subconscious mind, and it's been running the show. Every time you feel fear, scarcity, or unworthiness, your body sends that signal to the field. And the field doesn't argue, it delivers more of the same, not because it's cruel, but because it's precise. So why haven't you shifted? Because you're still loyal to that old frequency. You're still choosing it, not consciously, but vibrationally. Every time you react from fear, every time you expect less, every time you shrink instead of expand, you're reinforcing the timeline you say you want to leave. You can't outrun your frequency. You can't outgrow it. And that's not about effort. It's about alignment. It's about becoming so coherent that the field has no choice but to reflect the new you. The quantum field is alive. It's intelligent. It's not a vending machine waiting for you to insert the right affirmation. It's a dance partner, responding to your every move. When you're scattered, it mirrors chaos. When you're coherent, it mirrors clarity. And coherence isn't about perfection. It's about harmony between your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It's about embodying the version of you who already lives the life you're calling in. Not someday. Now. Here's where most people stumble. They think manifestation is about doing more rituals, more mantras, more hustle. But the quantum doesn't reward busyness. It rewards being. Neville Goddard taught us to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not to wish for it, but to feel it as done. To walk as if it's already yours. To breathe as if the reality you desire is the air in your lungs. That's the frequency that collapses timeline. That's the code you've been ignoring. Let's break it down. Right now, your life is a reflection of your dominant signal. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what emotions do you feel most often? Fear, doubt, scarcity, or maybe it's subtler. A quiet resignation, a sense that things never quite work out. That's your baseline frequency. That's what's collapsing your reality. Not your dreams, but your defaults. If you want a new reality, you have to interrupt that loop, not by forcing positivity, but by noticing, by becoming aware of when you're vibrating from lack, from fear, from the old self. This is where the shift begins. Awareness is the first crack of light. When you notice your old patterns without merging with them, you step into the role of the observer. And in quantum terms, the observer is everything. The observer collapses the wave. The moment you see your old self as a pattern, not as you create space for something new. You're no longer the fear, the doubt, the hesitation. You're the consciousness watching it. And that consciousness has the power to choose a different frequency. Let's make this practical. Think of a time when something came to you effortlessly. A connection, an opportunity, a moment of flow. Maybe you met someone who felt like they were meant to cross your path. Maybe an idea arrived fully formed, like it was whispered to you. What were you doing in that moment? You weren't forcing, you weren't begging, you were open, you were aligned, you were vibrating at the frequency of trust. That's the code. That's what collapses the wave. And you can choose that state again, not by waiting for the world to change, but by changing your signal first. Here's how it works. The quantum field is a field of infinite possibilities. Every version of your life, abundance, love, purpose, struggle, lack, exists as a wave of potential. But only one becomes your reality, and it's the one you resonate with. Your thoughts send out electrical signals. Your emotions magnetize those signals. Your actions anchor them. Together they form a vibration that tells the field, this is who I am. If that vibration is fear, the field mirrors fear. If it's trust, it mirrors trust. But here's the secret. The field doesn't respond to your loudest signal. It responds to the dominant one. This is why affirmations alone don't work. You can say, I am abundant 100 times, but if your body tightens with anxiety every time you check your bank account, the field hears the anxiety. You can visualize love, but if your heart is guarded, armored by past betrayals, the field feels the walls. You can script your goals, but if your subconscious is still running on, I'm not enough, the field will reflect that truth. It's not personal, it's physics. The field is a mirror, and you're the one holding it up. So how do you change the reflection? You don't start with the outside world, you start with the signal. You start with you. The quantum field doesn't care about your circumstances, it cares about your state. And your state is a choice, not a one-time choice, but a moment-by-moment practice of aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the reality you want to collapse. You don't wait for proof to feel abundant, loved, or free. You become those things and the proof follows. Let's go deeper. Your identity is the strongest frequency you broadcast. Who you believe you are shapes everything. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, who's always almost there, but if you start to see yourself as someone who receives, who expands, who thrives, the field adjusts. This isn't about faking it, it's about remembering. It's about peeling away the layers of doubt, fear, and conditioning that have kept you from your truth. Think of your old identity like a radio station you've been tuned to for years. It's familiar, playing the same songs, fear, lack, hesitation, over and over. You know the lyrics by heart. You've danced to them without even thinking. But you don't have to stay on that station. You can change the dial. You can tune into a new frequency, one that plays trust, ease, abundance. But here's the catch. Your body has to learn the new song. Your nervous system has to get used to it. And that takes practice. This is where embodiment comes in. Embodiment isn't a buzzword. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the practice of living as if your desired reality is already here, not by pretending, but by choosing. If you're calling in abundance, embodiment might mean spending with trust instead of panic. It might mean pausing when scarcity thoughts arise and breathing into the feeling of, I have enough. If you're calling in love, it might mean softening your heart when you want to shut down, or speaking words of kindness to yourself when you'd usually criticize. If you're calling in purpose, it might mean taking one small action that aligns with your truth, even when it feels risky. These choices aren't grand gestures, they're micro-alignments. But in the quantum field, small shifts carry massive weight. A single moment of coherence, a single breath where you choose trust over fear, can ripple out and reorganize your reality. Because the field doesn't measure size, it resonates. And resonance is what collapses the wave. Let's talk about resistance. Because it's real and it's why so many people stay stuck. Resistance isn't just doubt or fear. It's the part of you that clings to the familiar, even when it hurts. It's the voice that says, be realistic. It's the tightness in your chest when you try to step into something new. That resistance lives in your body, in your nervous system, in the chemical habits you've built over years. And it's not your enemy, it's just outdated. It's the old self trying to protect you, to keep you safe in a world it understands. But safety isn't your soul's purpose. Growth is. Here's how to work with resistance. Don't fight it. Don't ignore it. See it. When you feel that tightness, that urge to shrink, pause. Place a hand on your heart. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this the old me or the version I'm becoming? Then choose. Choose to soften. Choose to expand. Choose to act from the frequency of your future self, even if it feels unfamiliar. Every time you do, you're rewiring your system. You're teaching your body a new language. You're telling the field, this is who I am now. This practice isn't about perfection. You will wobble. You will slip back into old patterns. You will have moments when fear feels stronger than trust. That's not failure. That's being human. The power isn't in never falling. It's in how quickly you return. Every time you notice yourself slipping and choose to realign, you strengthen the new frequency. Every time you pause, breathe, and choose coherence over chaos, you anchor the new timeline. And the field is listening. Let's talk about signs. Because when you start to shift your frequency, the field talks back. You might notice numbers repeating, 111, 440, 4, 777, on clocks, receipts, or screens. You might feel a sudden spark of clarity, like a thought that wasn't there before. You might meet someone who feels like they were sent to you. These aren't coincidences. They're synchronicities. They're the field confirming that your signal is aligning with something new. When you see them, don't just smile and move on. Anchor them. Say to yourself, I'm in resonance. I'm collapsing my new reality. Those moments are proof you're no longer just dreaming. Here's a story to make this real. Imagine someone named Sarah. She wanted a life of abundance, but every month her bank account told a different story. She visualized wealth, scripted her goals, but deep down, she felt unworthy. Every time she spent money, her body tensed, her mind raced with fear. She was broadcasting scarcity, and the field mirrored it back. One day, Sarah decided to try something different. Instead of forcing positivity, she started noticing her fear. When it arose, she'd pause, breathe, and imagine the version of herself who trusted money to flow. She'd spend with gratitude, even if it was just a coffee. She'd thank her resources, no matter how small. Slowly, her body relaxed. Her signal changed. Within weeks, unexpected opportunities appeared. A new client, a refund, a gift. Not because she forced it, but because she became it. Sarah's story isn't unique, it's universal. It's what happens when you stop chasing and start aligning. When you stop begging the field and start speaking its language. And that language is frequency. It's coherence. It's the truth of who you are when you let go of the old stories, the old fears, the old identities that no longer serve you. Let's go deeper still. The quantum field isn't just responding to you as an individual, it's responding to the collective. When you shift your frequency, you're not just changing your life. You're sending a ripple into the field that touches everyone around you. Your coherence becomes a signal others feel. They might know why, but they'll sense it. They'll feel safer, inspired, alive in your presence. That's the power of living as the signal. You're not just manifesting for you, you're manifesting for the world. This is why community matters. You're not meant to walk this path alone. When you surround yourself with others who are tuning into their truth, who are practicing coherence, who are collapsing new timelines, your system entrains to that vibration. You become stronger, clearer, more magnetic. That's why this space, this channel, isn't just about videos. It's about resonance. It's about gathering with those who are ready to remember who they are, to live as creators, to shape reality with intention and alignment. Let's bring this into practice. Here's a ritual to anchor your new frequency. Every morning, before the world pulls you in, take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, ask, what frequency am I choosing today? Is it fear or trust? Scarcity or abundance? Hesitation or flow? Set your intention. Then, throughout the day, use your body as your compass. When you feel tension, contraction, or doubt, pause. Place a hand on your heart. Breathe into the version of you who trusts, who knows, who's already aligned. Even 5 seconds of this can shift your signal. 5 seconds of coherence is more powerful than 5 hours of worry. At night, before you sleep, reflect. Not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did you align today? Where did you wobble? Where did you glimpse your own power? Write down one moment of coherence, no matter how small. Maybe it was a kind word you spoke to yourself. Maybe it was a choice to trust instead of panic. Gratitude amplifies your signal. By acknowledging these moments, you're telling the field, this is who I am now. This practice isn't a one-time fix. It's a way of being. The quantum field doesn't care about your grand gestures. It cares about your consistency. Every time you choose trust over fear, presence over panic, alignment over effort, you're rewriting your signal. And the field is listening. It's recalibrating. It's collapsing new possibilities into form. You might not see it yet, but you'll feel it. A spark of clarity. A moment of synchronicity. A whisper that says, you're on the right path. Here's the paradox no one talks about. The moment you stop needing your reality to change is the moment it starts to shift. When you let go of desperation, when you stop grasping for proof, you create space for the field to work. You become a magnet, not a chaser. You stop asking, when will it happen, and start living as if it's already unfolding, because it is. In the quantum field, everything is now. Your dream life isn't a destination. It's a frequency you can step into the moment you choose to embody it. Let's talk about what happens next. As you stabilize in this new frequency, your reality will start to rearrange. It might be subtle at first. A new idea, a conversation that feels aligned, a feeling of ease where there used to be tension, but these are the seeds of something bigger. The field is precise, but it's not instant. Your external world is like a canvas and your frequency is the brush. The more consistently you paint with trust, with coherence, with truth, the clearer the picture becomes. You might notice people responding to you differently. They'll sense something new in you even if they can't name it. Opportunities will appear not because you force them, but because you're no longer blocking them. Synchronicities will stack numbers, signs, moments that feel like the universe is winking at you. These aren't rewards, they're reflections. They're the field showing you that your signal is clear, that you're collapsing the timeline you've been calling in. But here's the challenge. The old self will try to pull you back, not because you're failing, but because it's familiar. You might feel doubt creep in. You might catch yourself reacting from fear or scarcity. That's okay. The old self isn't your enemy. It's just outdated. When it shows up, don't fight it. See it, thank it, then choose again. Choose the frequency of your future self. Choose the version of you who trusts, who expands, who knows. Every choice is a vote for your new reality. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but quantum faith. The faith that says, I don't need to see it to believe it. I believe it, and that's why I'll see it. This is the truth of the quantum field. Your inner state leads and the outer world follows. You don't manifest by waiting. You manifest by being, by becoming so unshakable in your frequency that the field has no choice but to bend. Let's close with a declaration. You are not here to chase a dream. You are here to become it, to embody it, to vibrate it so clearly that the field mirrors it back in ways you can't yet imagine. This isn't about effort. It's about alignment. It's about choosing, moment by moment, To be the version of you who already lives the life you've been asking for. And yes, it takes courage. It takes trust. It takes letting go of the old stories, the old fears, the old frequencies that no longer serve you. I want to invite you into something real. If this message stirred something in you, if you felt a spark, a remembering, a shift, then drop a word in the comments. One word that captures the frequency you're choosing to embody today. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's ease. Maybe it's power. Whatever it is, name it. Claim it. Let it be your signal to the field. And if this space feels like home, if it reminds you of who you really are, hit that subscribe button. This isn't just a channel, it's a frequency. A community of quantum creators rewriting their realities together. One final truth. The life you've been visualizing, it's not out there. It's not in the future. It's in the field, right now, waiting for you to tune in. You don't need more time. You don't need more proof. You need coherence. You need to become the signal, and when you do, the quantum field will respond, not because it's magic, but because it's law. You are the code. You are the key, and the reality you seek, it's already yours. So take a breath, feel what's different inside you. This isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new frequency. Let's walk it together.